hold on. We're good.
So October is National Principals Month, so we like to recognize our amazing leaders by asking them a few questions to get to know them better. My name is Michaela.
My name is Marissa.
And I'm Mr. Pogue. I'm the elementary school principal.
So we're just going to start off with some questions just to get our elementary principal to get to know him better. So the first question is, what did you want to be when you were little?
Well, when I was little, and actually probably even through high school and college, I always kind of wanted to be a doctor. And I think that I kind of thought I was smart enough to be a doctor, but I don't really think I was because maybe I didn't study hard enough in high school. So I kind of tempered that. And because of all the science courses I took, I eventually got into education. Like health education is actually where my undergraduate was in. And along with wanting to be a doctor, and this is kind of a jump, I also kind of always wanted to be a forest ranger. When I was young, I loved hunting, fishing, being in the outdoors, doing things like that with my family. So it was really kind of a toss-up when I was younger, but it was always one of those two things is what I always thought I would be.
Well, we're very happy you're our principal. The next question is, if you could jump into any book, what would it be and why?
That one took me a while. I started thinking about this. One of the first things that popped into my head was the book Where the Wild Things Are, probably because my kids are, my oldest daughter is a year younger than you two. And so we had kids kind of later in life. So I really didn't read children's books until probably as I was in my mid 40s. So I started reading all those things all over again with them. I really loved Where the Wild Things Are because I think my daughter loved it so much. And just being with Max and all his adventures. But from another point of view, one of the things that I was like when I said I wanted to be a forest ranger was there was a book that came out about 20 years ago by Bill Bryson called A Walk in the Woods, where he hiked the Appalachian Trail, which is something that I'd always wanted to do. That goes back to me being a forest ranger. And so I really would have loved to have had an opportunity to actually have hiked it. I know real life and things got in the way. But one of my cousin's daughters hiked it, and it was a phenomenal experience. I actually met her partway in the trail just to see how they were doing while she was doing, kind of living through her. So those are probably the two of the books that I would love to jump into.
Those are super cool. The next question would be, if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's hard because anybody knows me knows I love to eat. I would say it would have to be some kind of pasta dish. I think noodles are the one things that I couldn't live with, but it could be Italian, it could be Chinese, it could be like lo mein. I love that stuff. Any Vietnamese, anything, any of the Asian dishes, anything with noodles, I just really love. And it's killing me because I'm not supposed to be eating a whole lot of carbs, and that's the food. If I ever crave anything, I crave carbs and I crave noodles. So that's the food I don't think I could live without.
I definitely think that was a good choice then. All right, I'm done with my questions.
Okay, so do you have any hidden talents? And if so, what are they?
I tried to think about that. I mean, I can't like ride a unicycle or juggle or anything like that. One thing that you girls might know, because one thing I can do is I can play volleyball. And, for a guy my age, when I was in high school, there wasn't boys volleyball. It wasn't a high school sport or anything then. But my aunt was a coach, and she coached volleyball, and she taught my cousins and I all how to play volleyball. So I can actually do almost all the skills that I would need to play volleyball. And if I could ever do anything again, I would love to be able to get into playing volleyball again, because that was the one sport I really liked and never really had an opportunity to play it.
Very cool. Do you collect anything?
Not really. My wife is kind of a minimalist. What that means is that anything that collects dust, she doesn't want around her house. Probably the thing that I've collected most of is stuff for some of my hobbies. I love to fish. My kids love to do that. So I would probably say, I have a lot of gear to do that and do outdoor sports and kayaking and boating and things like that. But nothing, no real hobby stuff, just because, it's been, like I said, kind of discouraged in my household because if it's sitting around, it just collects dust and has to be cleaned. So it kind of goes against my wife's major mantra in life.
Okay. So the last question we have for you today is, who inspires you?
Well, I come into contact with lots of people who are wonderful. I have to think, and I mentioned her a second ago, my wife is one of the major ones. My wife's a high school English teacher. And, I really think that one of the things that has helped me in my job here as a principal since I got out of the classroom myself is living with, a teacher who I still get a sense of, what the day-to-day life of a classroom teacher is still like, even though I really haven't been in the classroom for almost 20 years now. I hear the struggles, I hear the challenges, I hear the good things. And I really think that's one of the things that really keeps me going. My kids are a little bit younger. And I've got a daughter who's still only in second grade. So they're a lot of fun. And I'm kind of glad that even though a lot of my friends are having grandkids by my age, I've actually got kids in elementary school still, but it's kind of fun because I'm going to get to see things through their eyes a little bit longer. And, I think that'll be great. Hopefully that'll help keep me young as I go forward here.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much.
Ladies, you're welcome. I would love, thank you for the opportunity of sharing with our school community. And thank you so much for doing this. All right.
Thank you for being our principal.
You're welcome. All right. Ladies, have a really nice day. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.